I guess with the workshop, we did an original workshop that actually had, we brought together health professionals and consumers and parents, so consumers being teenagers, just to work out whether we were all on the same page essentially. I think there was scepticism amongst health professionals, thinking that maybe parents can be, and they can be sometimes, quite trying to influence the outcomes for their kids, and it's not necessarily what their kids want, meaning young teenagers and young adults. So I guess it was exploring really what the concerns were amongst parents and to see if there were consistencies with the teens. So in 2011 we created a breakout group where teens went off into one room with other youth leaders and parents stayed in the room with health professionals. And I guess we flagged the things that were important to us as carers, and similarly the teenagers did the same. At the end of the session, we were both separated for half an hour to 45 minutes. When we came back in the room, the same points that were raised mirrored both consumers and professionals, health professionals and the teenagers. So it formed a really good starting point to have conversations around what were the real issues. And a lot of it was insight into understanding what each stakeholder needed to actually fulfil their job. And essentially, the teenagers just want to be teenagers. And how do we help them do that in a safe and protected environment? So really what was fantastic about that is you saw teenagers express their need to actually just be teenagers and make mistakes and explore things just like any other teenager, but then the heart that they had for country kids that potentially didn't have the same level of resources and relationships that they could make with health professionals in the country. So that's why we did a pilot program in Mount Gambier to talk about all of the taboo topics. I guess not that we promote it or encourage it, but drug and alcohol exposure, influence in community, how do they manage that with their health, considerations preparing for parties, I guess raising awareness and encouraging people within their community as an extension of their healthcare team, you know, to know what they need to do if they had an episode. So that's basically how Mount Gambier came about in 2013.